Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at Avalanche, Avax against USDT. Avax has appreciated tremendously. So I have been gone for 7 days, no TA videos, and I look at Avax and it's like, wow. So just for reference, I did give you this buying little area over here from $10.60 to $9.30. And let's just see the 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 potential gains that one could have had. You bought in at the retest over here at $9.30. That is pretty much 542%. And if you bought in at the support at the higher level of the rectangle, that would be something like 460% gains. And it's incredible, and I still do think that there is a lot more room for AVAX to grow. We do have a target over here at $121. So that is our target over here, and I have laid out a Fibonacci retracement over here from the start of the impulsive wave, which is just about over here, and all the way to the top over here. This is where we started correcting down a bit. This is the 4-hourly chart, by the way. We came back down, lost the 786 on the fib just a bit. We came back up, as you can see over here. I'm just going to get my brush. Got rejected, came back up, held the 786 as support, bounced off of it, broke the previous high, made another correction down, bounced off the 20 EMA. The 20 EMA is very important. The fact that we're bouncing off of it is great. Then we made another impulsive wave towards the upside, and we bounced off and got rejected the 1.272 on the fib. And then we had this corrective wave down, and now we're looking for another impulsive wave, perhaps getting above the 1.41 over here, or even higher to the 1.618 at $71 pretty much. So yeah, it's really great. It's really great. AVAX has appreciated so much, and I'm gonna give you some breakdown targets because we did get a bit overextended and we are getting a bit overbought on the weekly chart. So I'm going to start giving you some nice selling orders. So the top of this Fibonacci retracement over here at the second level is $84. So if you want, you can lay down the fib just like I did over here. This is the candles on August 15th, 4 o'clock in the morning. On the 4-hourly chart, start the fib up all the way to the impulsive wave high over here, retracement wave, another move towards the upside, and another retracement wave. And now we're starting another one. Like I said, so on this fib retracement, we do have a target at $83, $92, and $97. So perhaps you can start setting some sell orders at these three prices over here if you'd like to, or if you want to sell at the second Fibonacci level over here from the larger fib retracement that we have, then that is fine as well. So we are potentially coming back down for a correction with Bitcoin. This may be a little fake out. We're starting to get to 48,500. We had a little bit of a correction. We bounced off the 55 EMA, guys. This is very healthy. This is a confluence to the uptrend. We lost the 20S support because we got so overextended. As you can see over here, we got so overextended from the 20 EMA. And when that happens, you usually come back down and you hold the 20S support. But here, the Bitcoin correction happened and we went back down and we perfectly held the 55 EMA. So you can set some buy orders at the 55 EMA, which is great. So from the 55 EMA, we're already up 16%, which is a great trade in my opinion. So one thing you can notice on this Fibonacci retracement is we still haven't come back to the 618. Now this is the golden ratio, and usually after an impulsive wave, you come back down or at least wick towards the 618 over here, and that didn't happen. So does it happen all the time? No. Does it have to happen? No, but this is a nice level to keep an eye on to get more AVAX coins if you're looking for that. So $37.64 is going to be our golden ratio. This is going to be our nice buying opportunity and buying level. So $37.72. failing to hold this as support, and if this is a fake out and Bitcoin starts coming back down lower, we do have the 0.5 over here, and we're going to mark that as well. That is going to be $33.92. But, with everything that we know and how crypto works, we don't even need a correction. We can just start moving from here in strong impulsive waves, get overbought on the RSI, and then have a massive correction. But it does seem that Bitcoin is going to break $100,000 before December if we continue with this trend. But like I said, this is your golden ratio buying zone over here. So just keep that in mind. We may end up bouncing off these levels. We may not. This is just a nice level that you want to consider. So yeah, this is the 4-hourly chart, guys. Also, we do have a strong support zone over here, as you can see. So I'm going to mark that off as well. We usually bounced off this once, 2 times, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a strong level as well, $41.16. So you can spread out your buy orders on these 3 prices. But of course, if we start coming back down, we lose the 0.5 and the 0.618, and we come back down, then yeah, we're looking for more downwards potential targets. And if we start losing the support levels, you have breakdown targets. You break resistance, you have targets towards the upside. That's how it works. Taking a look at the RSI on the 4-hourly chart. So as you can see, we were pretty much overbought over here. We had a nice correction. We reset our RSI levels, which means that we're good for another move towards the upside, which is great. So keep that in mind. Keep an eye on the RSI. So if you opened up the RSI and you saw that the index is over here above the 70 index on the RSI, then you could have sold, and that would have been nice with the price action. You can see that it's oversold, or it's overbought. I do apologize. You see that it's overbought. You sell. You wait for a retest of an EMA or a retest of a Fibonacci level, and yeah, that's how you do it. Let's jump into the daily chart over here. It's a little bit of more of a chilled video because I'm just back from my vacation, and this is the first TA that I'm doing. Hopefully not too boring, guys. But on the daily chart, you can see that we were pretty much overbought, and we're still overbought. We're still above the 70 on the index. So potentially, what can happen if Bitcoin corrects down to the higher 30Ks, which is possible, and we would still be bullish in that scenario. Then Avax can come back down, reset their levels, and then we have another impulsive wave towards the upside, towards $120. Or if we just start moving from here, yeah, that is also great, but that's not something that I would like. So if a correction happens, great. I am all for a little pullback on all cryptos, just so we don't get overextended. The more pullbacks that we have along the way, the further we can go with this market, because if we just come up in one strong impulsive wave towards the upside, you're going to fall down as soon as possible and with the same speed. So we don't want to see that. We want organic growth for our projects. And on the daily, you can see that the 20 EMA is far away from the price. So usually what happens is you come back and retest the 20 EMA to confirm the uptrend, because if you continue in this path and you don't retest the 20 EMA as support, which is possible, you just come back up, the EMA starts creeping up, and the 55 EMA even gets further and further away from the 20 EMA. Once you have a correction and once you have that pullback, you're going to lose both of these EMAs and come back down. That's just how it works. So potentially have some buy-in orders at the 20 EMA on the daily chart. That is exactly where the 0.5 is, at $33.83. So keep that in mind. The 55 EMA is all the way down here at the 236 Fibonacci level. That is at $24.93. So as you can see, I am anticipating a little pullback. It may not happen. Just because I'm anticipating it doesn't mean it's going to happen. If we go to the weekly chart over here, you can see that we're starting to get overbought on the weekly. And this is not very good in my opinion, because we're going too parabolically. We're far away from the 20 EMA on the weekly chart, and that is all the way at $22.42. So ideally, what you want to do is you want to consolidate sideways movements, maybe for a week, maybe for 2 weeks, and then another move towards the upside, because it is starting to get a bit parabolic with AVAX. But yeah, we do have our targets, guys. This is the last target that I'm gonna have. I may leave some AVAX coins for, if we get even more overextended towards the upside, but this will be my main selling point at $121.52. It may not get there, for all intents and purposes, it may not get there. I don't have a crystal ball. I can see the future, but based on the fib, this is where we see it going. And to be honest with you, it's not a far-stretched idea for AVAX to be worth $121. So yeah, there's a lot of room to grow. If we jump into the indicators on the weekly chart, you can see that we're starting the move towards the upside. So once the stochastic RSI, this is the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart. If we start getting anywhere here, this is where you potentially can start selling, because we're gonna have another wave towards the downside. It just works in waves. So we may, be overextended a bit over here and then have the move towards the downside. But I would say that, once you start getting in towards the 120 levels on the stochastic RSI, that is potentially when you want to start selling. And if that doesn't coincide and if that doesn't meet our target, it doesn't have to meet. You have to adjust your game plan based on the market. Because if you see the market is too overextended, there are bearish patterns all over the place for Bitcoin and for your altcoins, then and there's still like $10 to our target, then the smart thing would be to sell. If we're sitting at $110 and I see a rising wedge on AVAX, on the daily chart or something, that's it's going to be smart if we just sell. It's okay if it doesn't reach the target exactly how I have it over here. So if that happens, obviously I'm going to let you guys know, but I would recommend taking profit at some of these lower fib levels over here at $97, $92, $83, just so you take profit along the way. Okay, keep that in mind. That is very important. If we take a look at the MACD on the weekly chart, we're having a bullish cross above the histogram, which is great. And let's take a quick look at the daily chart. So the daily stochastic RSI is starting. Yeah, we have started the bottoming out process, and now potentially another impulsive wave towards the upside. So it was a great place to buy off the 55 EMA on the daily chart, but if you didn't do it, then wait for a little pullback. The MACD is getting a bit overextended. Okay, the moving average is a bit overextended from the signal line. We may end up coming back down. This is something that's giving me confluence for a drop off, but that drop off, it may not happen, because if you take a look at the charts, and this would be the weekly, let's go to the daily chart. So on the daily, you can see that projects can get overextended from the EMAs. Let's see, this is the last time we touched it. 438% from the last touch of the EMA. So let's see where we have our last touch on the EMA. Where would that be? Just for a thought experiment, guys. Let's see. Because what I'm trying to say here is that it doesn't have to bounce off the 20 EMA for us to go up. Okay, 460. Yeah, that would be somewhere towards $70 if we don't bounce off the 20 EMA. And honestly, I would like to see a bounce. Let's come back down to $34 and bounce off. Yeah, if we start coming back any lower below the 382 and the 236, then yeah, we're potentially going to have a bear market and coming back down in AVAX. But I don't see that happening. I see us coming back, coming all the way up to $120 and potentially even getting overextended a bit higher. Yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Sorry if it's a bit overextended video, but I thought that it would give a more in-depth breakdown. But on the daily RSI, yeah, we're still overbought. So potentially we can see a move towards the downside to the 20 EMA. So have the 20 EMA on your charts and the 55 EMA on your charts, because buying off the 55 EMA on the daily would be golden, to be honest with you. If we have a little wick to the 55 EMA on the daily, that's golden. So keep that in mind. I'm going to catch you in the next video, guys. Goodbye and good night.